Hey, Mr. Shell.
Hey, so HoSang.
How are you?
Oh, awesome. How are you?
Pretty good.
Good.
Well, thank you for letting us come in your class this past Monday. We're doing our walkthrough, our regular walkthrough for our crescendo planning.
Yes.
First, I think I've told you this, but I want to say it again. Just one, thank you for stepping into 5th grade. But even larger than that is that you stepped in, and it seems as if the students have had. It's not seems as if the students have had more success since you've been in here. In terms of their checkpoints and the modular assessments, they're performing really well. So I'm definitely really impressed with your work. What can you attribute to that success that you're seeing?
Just taking the time out and planning, looking over what Mrs. Cotman and the team have put together for me to present to the kids, and really taking the time out, creating PowerPoints, finding images, videos, things that are activities for them to do to really get them to grasp the lesson and to remember the lesson.
So it sounds like a lot of internalization and coaching.
A lot of going to bed at 1 o'clock, yes.
Well, it gets easier, trust me.
Yes.
So this is what I want to do. I want to take advantage of that momentum, and we need to capitalize on the time we have in class. I know pacing is something that
Yes.
we've been talking about a little bit. So first, before we get into that piece, I want you to see 2 videos from Mission 100%. And in the first video, you can write this down. In the first video, I want you to watch to pay attention for look at the board. What the teacher has on the board. I want you to look at her, listen to her cues that she's giving the students, and is how she's going about monitoring students. I'm gonna give you this all at once, and then we'll talk about each one individually. And then for the second one, I just want you to think about what makes her review of her do now efficient. What things does she do? So what does she have on the board? How does she move through the questions? Those types of things. For those, so we'll watch the video, and then we'll the videos, and then we'll go from there. Okay. So let me. I'm gonna press pause, and then we'll watch the videos, and then we'll resume the conversation. So. I want you to take a second and think back to Monday when we did the walkthrough, right? So keep that in mind as we talk about these videos. What is in the first one, what does the teacher do to create like the illusion of speed and a sense of urgency?
Number one, there was a timer.
Where was it?
I did not have it presented.
No,
it was in my
her?
hand.
And then hers was.
Oh, in hers.
Yeah.
She had it on the board. So she had a visual time clock, and she also gave them cues to tell them where they should be by now, based upon how much time was left on the time clock. And she gave clear instructions, and she gave them a countdown as well to let them know how many more minutes that they had left to complete the task.
And then she had a clipboard in her hand. What was she doing?
She was checking off, making sure to see which students were, getting the questions right, or where, I assume, and she was probably showing, doing some type of note to let them know that this kid got it, this kid may not have got it. I might have to pull them to the side.
Right. So yeah, she was definitely right on. So timer on the board gave students cues so they could know where they should be, and then she was also monitoring what they were doing with their due now time, exactly in terms of who was getting what right. So aggressive monitoring during the due now. How is it different from Monday? What you did on Monday?
On Monday, I didn't have a visual time clock, which I now have
Good.
added.
You already have it? Okay.
Yes. But I had a handheld timer. And that is because it would just go accordingly to my agenda. And sometimes I let a kid do it, but I see it's important to see that everybody be on the page at the same time. And then I didn't have a clipboard. I was just walking around and dealing with each kid individually versus making notes so that I could go back to look at those kids so I could have some type of recall about who was having issues and who was not.
And then also, we came in, I think we left around 8:30, and we're still in the do now portion of our lesson. I know we got from Monday morning meeting a little bit late, but by then we should be going into the lesson portion.
Yes.
Yeah, and I know that in terms of, this is just one small thing, I know that in terms of the, what was on the, in the lesson guide, I know that they wanted us to in terms of speed and making sure we go through the do now, for this particular one, they were only supposed to go through number 3 and 4, and then we were walking through all the questions in that. So it just took a little more.
So, and the reason, and now that I know this, the reason is because when I would get the weekly paperwork, it would tell me what I need to say first and do first. So I was creating my slides based on that, and then it would say the do now. So I was doing it based upon that format versus the traditional first 5 to help the flow.
Cool. And then, so in the second video, just really quickly, what did you notice about her efficiency?
One, she used the Elmo, so it was real time. She was calling out the students' names, breaking the prompts down by asking questions and encouraging the children during their thinking process. If some of them got stuck, she was kind of, prompting them a little bit or asking other questions to help them, not only to give the answer, but to go through their process. She did a quick check to make sure that everybody else understood. She says, does everybody, understand? Say, yeah, okay, cool. And then she was able to move forward. And then she did everything in 5 minutes.
Yeah, she did a lot in 5 minutes. She prompted and encouraged. Yeah, so in that 5 minutes, she was definitely, you pointed out, she was cold calling. She did prompt students, but she didn't wait. So you got a prompt, and I was like, okay, somebody else help.
Yes.
Her purpose was to get through, because it's just a warm-up,
Right.
not a whole lesson. She was able to do that in 5.
Okay.
And she had a lot of problems on that board. And then one other thing I wanted to point out is that in terms of in comparison to Monday, you did have your PowerPoint ready, you projected the responses, but not the actual student work. So students, it was difficult for them to keep track of what they needed to correct in each sentence. Like they were doing it, but I don't know that 100% were actually getting all the corrections down as you were on the board. If they had a visual of the actual work, then it'd be easy for them to follow. Just board the match paper, your 10.
I get that.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, based on all of this, I think it's pretty clear, but based on it, what do you think your action steps should be?
My action steps should be, one, instead of doing the do now in a PowerPoint format, use the Elmo.
Well, you can.
So that it can be real time and that our papers match, just like the last thing that you said. The other thing is make sure that there is a timer on the board so everybody knows that this is the pace. The other thing is to make sure I get my students ready for class on time and that everybody is ready to do the do now. You guys missed that part. But nonetheless, I need to make sure that is the first thing that we do, and to keep a fast pace.
Perfect. Perfect. So the way I have it written down, just a little bit more bulleted out. So I have what you're going to work on today is just your pacing, specifically with the do now portion, just so we can get into the lesson. I have use a visual timer to stick to the timestamps in the lesson. Use verbal cues to let students know it's time to move on. I added something, which is collect the correct responses, just because it'll help. Because I know you were monitoring, and you said you didn't have a clipboard at that time, so we were monitoring, just making sure that you're taking your notes. It'll help on the back end. It's not, I know it's another skill, but it'll help on the back end in terms of review.
It does.
And then project the student work for review, and we already have something projected here. So this is what we're gonna do. Here's what we have. So I already have your lesson for tomorrow, and here's the do now. And the perfect thing about this is that it's set up for all those steps. And as a matter of fact, just one more time we'll go through the steps. I just want to make sure you got it. So we're gonna visual timer for timestamps, verbal cues, so students know when to move on. You can collect student responses.
So when you say collect student responses, I'm asking the students, what do they do?
Well, you're gonna collect it on your clipboard, on your notes, yeah. And the correct one. So when students have it correct, you know exactly who to go through for the review. And then project the work for the review time so students can see the corrections that you're making. Okay? So, all good?
Yes.
Cool. Well, all right, so for our practice, I have the lesson for Thursday. There's the lesson for Thursday. So here's the do now. I want you to go ahead and mark, like, just go ahead and complete the do now really quickly. And then we're going to simulate students doing and completing the do now.
Okay.
Okay, so just work through this really quickly, but don't worry about the second part. Just do the edits. Actually, the answers are there. Just have it ready.
Okay.
So you know what you're looking for when you walk around.
So let me ask you
Go ahead.
this right here. Would it be wise for me to read this out loud or to have a student read this out loud?
In terms of the review, very good question. They'll do it. They don't necessarily have to read you can just call on the student to correct their particular sentence. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 5 sentences. There are 5 responses. Just have them do it question by question. So when we script it out, you'll have it done. So you know what you're looking for when you're walking around, and then you're going to be collecting down here as in the script. So the script says to collect the correct student responses, so you can warm call them. So what will happen is you'll go and you say, okay, Horatio, first sentence, read it and tell me what the correction is, and then you'll correct it on the board on an additional copy, so students can see you making the corrections with them.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
And I probably should use a pencil because I'll emulate what he does. And then, okay, this is what you have, but actually I'll erase and then show if there's an error. Because I'm trying to figure out how do I...
Oh, no, so basically, let me get up for a second. Okay. So you have your timer going, you're like, students, you have 5 minutes completed, do not, it may not take them 5. So it may not take them 5. So they're working, all right, you have 60 seconds left, or you can say, I have 60 seconds, you have 60 seconds left to complete it. Then you count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pencils down.
So
right?
Do they have the 5 minutes to do this themselves?
They do have the
and
5. Exactly.
Okay.
So everyone's gonna, just like you always do it.
Okay.
So they're coming, they're gonna do their do now. All you'll frame it. So just like the lady in the video, you have 5 minutes to complete your do now. You're walking around, you're walking around and you're taking your notes. So student papers are out, and I have some fake ones here. So student papers are out, and you are monitoring their work, and you say Jaden has the first one, right? You make her initials here, keep going, you're walking around, you're taking the work, right?
Yes.
And then when it's time for a review, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pencils down, you may be at the Elmo. Okay, Jaden, first sentence, read it, so my initial read. Rachel went to Laura's house to swim in the pool. What's the correction and why? That's what you're gonna ask. What's the correction? Well, I'm gonna put an apostrophe between in Laura's. I'm like, why? Because it's her house, so it's possessive, right? So it's possessive noun, so it's Laura's house. That's why I put it. And then the next one, say exactly correct. Everyone, you should be marking your papers. Make the correction on your paper if you don't have that. Next person, call the next person. All right. So if you want to, we can chunk the practice really quickly.
Okay.
You can do the framing first, and then we can get to the circulation, and then we can do the review. Would that work?
I think that'll work. So what I'll do, because I know that Elmo doesn't allow me to do a digital clock, I'll use my phone or something to put like a time. The other thing is, just with the time again, with how much time they have on here. Right now, I see a collective time of 5 minutes, but this right here says a debrief do now 3 minutes. But still right here is showing that
Opening is another 5.
it's another 5. Which means it's 10 minutes as elapsed time. So do the kids actually have 2 minutes to complete this, and then we're debriefing for 3 minutes? So should the timer be 2 minutes?
So, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so I don't know that this is realistic to do, for them to do this in 2 minutes. It's not going to take them 2 minutes to do it. I would give them the whole 5 and give it 3 for
So it'll be a total of 8 minutes, and this will be 8. But then that'll be 18.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's
Because
fine.
we have a little extra time. But this actually expects them to do it in 2, and then, but That's not gonna work.
Give them the
But
5.
give them the 5.
Okay.
And then you can always adjust if you see students are moving a little bit faster. I mean, there's only 5 edits they need to make.
Right.
So you can speed them up and stop if you need to.
Okay.
I would say I would say a student would take 3 to 5 minutes to do it, and maybe another 3 minutes for it. So you can do 6 to 8 minutes here, and you'll be fine.
Okay.
Because we have cause these lessons are a little bit shorter than our regular class time.
Cool.
Okay.
So I had Jaden, Jamari.
So I have these already done. You know where they sit? They already sit. So it's Jaden's, his. So and I have like. So what you should record. Each correction is already. Okay. So you have the example already. We have student work out. So you're just gonna literally just run it like the beginning of your class, just with the additional timestamp prompts. You're gonna monitor and record who got it correct. So when you review, you can review quickly. Not necessarily for high, medium, low. You want to see who got it right. And then when you're reviewing, you're gonna call on students to have them, whoever had it right, call on them, ask them to read the sentence, say what the correction is and why, and then you move on. And just also ensure that you're prompting students. Like if you have this incorrect, make sure you make the correction on your paper. That's literally what it is. So it's stuff you're doing. It's just you want to make it a little bit faster. You ready to start practice?
I'm ready to start practice, man.
All right. So there goes your Elmo. You're ready to start. Just give the. Get up. Let's go. Oh, you want a clipboard? So you don't have to look. There you go. You can keep that clipboard. It's a gift.
It's so good to me. It's so good to me, Mr. Lewis.
All right, and I'm just gonna watch.
All right. All right, scholars, we only have about 2 minutes left. Make sure you are reading each sentence carefully.
Pause really quickly. Just go ahead and do the pretend like you're having them start. We'll give them a false prompt. So you can say you have 2 minutes to complete your do now. This is we're doing a simulation, and then give them a prompt like 30 seconds in, something like that. All right?
Gotcha.
Yeah. Do it from the beginning.
So this is me saying that they have 2 minutes left.
You have just 2 minutes to start. We're gonna
2
pretend
minutes
it's
to
2
start.
minutes. Real day will be 5.
Right.
We're doing it. You have just say today, right now. You have 2 minutes to do your do now. You're gonna go around, start checking, and make sure you give them a prompt to keep them on task.
Gotcha.
All right. Here you go.
All right, scholars, you have 2 minutes to complete your do now. Make sure that you read everything carefully. Read each sentence. Be ready to be called on to tell me why you made that question, what you did to make that question correct, and why. Very good. You got about 30 seconds left. All right, and time. Very good. Make sure your names are on your paper. I will be collecting this at the end of class. This is now for your name. As I walk around the room, I think I would like to call on a couple of students to help us get these sentences corrected. All right, first sentence, Josh. Could you please read the sentence aloud? Tell me why you made that question, what you did to make that question correct, that sentence right, and then why.
Okay.
Very good.
Rachel went to Laura's house to swim in the pool. Laura's, I put an apostrophe S because that's a possessive noun.
Very good. So right here, because it is a possessive noun, we should put a comma right there between the A and the S.
All right, pause. So when you get back to the projector, more succinct directions. All right. Now we're going to review. We're going to review the do now. I have some students I'm going to call on. When I call on you, read the sentence, tell me the correct answer and why. And remember, if you don't have this correct, correct along with me. Okay? Try that one more time. So from the beginning, of sitting down.
All right, it is time. All right. We are now about to go over the corrections of our do now. Listen out for your name. And I'm going to ask you to read the sentence to tell me the correct answer and why. Josh, Could you please read the first sentence for me and tell me the correct answer and why you made that correction?
Rachel went to Laura's house to swim in the pool. I changed Laura's to an apostrophe S because it's Laura's house, possessive noun.
Very good, excellent. And so what he's talking about is that he just put the apostrophe right here. Go ahead and make that correction if you got that incorrect. Does anybody have any questions as to why? Nope.
Keep going.
Keep going, got you. All right, Chaz, could you please read the second sentence and then tell me the correct answer and why you chose that answer?
Okay, it says first, Rachel and Laura swimmed around underwater. Swimmed is not the correct past tense verb for that. It should be swam.
Very good. Instead of swimmed, it should be swam. Swam. If you got that incorrect, please go ahead and make that correction. And I'll make this a little bigger so you guys can see that.
All right, good. Time. How'd that feel?
That's okay.
Felt good?
Yeah, it's just going.
All right, we're gonna we'll try it. You want to try it one more time from the top to see if
Yes,
you
I'll try one more time.
knock it on out, and then we'll go from there.
All right, scholars, you have 2 minutes to complete your do now. Make sure you read each sentence carefully and look for the correct answers, and then be prepared for me to ask you why you made that correction.
Go ahead.
All right, you have about 1.5 minutes left. Make sure you are looking for the right correction for each sentence.
All right, you can jump ahead and pretend it's that.
All right, very good. Now we are about to go over the correct answers for your do now. Josh, could you please read the first sentence for me and tell me the correct answer, and then I want you to tell me why you chose that answer.
Okay, so Rachel went to Laura's house to swim in the pool. I changed Laura to Laura's with an apostrophe S so that it can be a possessive noun because it's her house.
Very good. And what that looks like is that we will put an apostrophe S right here. Very good, Josh. Chaz, could you read the next sentence for me and tell me the correct answer, and then also tell me why?
All right, first, Rachel and Laura swimmed around the water. Swim is not correct, it should be swam.
Very good. And what that would look like is that we would cross out swim and write the correct word swam. And now we'll zoom in so you guys can see that a little better. All right, next sentence.
All right, time, perfect. Come on up. Look, you just jump right in, good.
I'm trying, man.
Yeah, so doing those small things will help in terms of getting through the do not quickly. It's definitely just a review. Sometimes I know you stop to see if they have any questions. For this purpose of practice, I just wanted you to make sure that you got through, and then you would know because you're circulating if you need to stop. And sometimes in the script, it'll tell you exactly where to stop and have a little further discussion. Like for example, on Monday, you're supposed to do 4 and 5. So, just things like that. So no, that's gonna be that was strong. So tomorrow you do this. I'm not gonna be here tomorrow, but Cotton will come in to observe that part. So go ahead and knock it out.
I know she's been looking at me crazy these days.
Good work. Good work. Good work.
Thank you very much.